Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You're in a tavern. You've been bossed around by demons.
Is Nina here?
Not that you can see, conveniently for me.
Ren is going to get up on the table because he's so tall in real life. Yeah, so he needs a table, and he's gonna take a look at those guys, and he's gonna be like, "Who's you guys?"
So go ahead and move yourself to the table that you're going to get up on.
I'm pretty much on it.
Oh, you're going to hop up on that table? And you're saying that to the little guys or the two big guys by the door?
Yeah, the two big guys by the door.
So they kind of look in your direction, and then they look back at Onyx and go, "Are you ready for your mission?"
Gronk's gonna use. Remember last session I cast telepathic bond with Necro Noodle and Finn. I'm gonna use that to communicate with Finn and tell him we need to get these guys outside, or more accurately, I think we need to get these people outside.
Also, please do not burn the bar.
Finelius agrees, so I will move towards the doors.
I can't communicate with everybody else, but make sure that they know the plan. Let's get them outside and deal with them there.
Oh. Okay. Basil just sees, Finn getting up and moving.
That was just between me and Rick.
Yeah, but he'll see Finn, getting up and moving towards the door, and he'll be like, "Oh, are we leaving now? Alright. He will call to, the back of the inn. Nina?"
She's not in.
Yeah, I think it would be a great idea if she was there.
So what other stories have you heard about me?
He looks at you and he goes, "I don't listen to tales of mortals. But good job with the beholder." And you think
It was like I didn't do anything.
And you think the fireball eye winks, but you can't tell.
And he continues to walk outside with them.
So you guys are going outside?
Yes.
But as everyone's walking out, Basil's gonna be like, did we not want to and he's gonna sort of start following as well, but he will in slight protest be like, "I believe we sort of expected to do something about the people in Dibolda soon, but..."
Yes, I agree with you. Basically, this is what we wanted to do, but does nobody wonders who these guys are and what they're doing here and why they are asking us to do things we don't even know about?
They're smart guys who see somebody who's able to kill a beholder and wants the best.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, of course, we're going with the guys we don't know. That totally makes sense.
Do the Hell Knights come with us?
Once you guys step outside, the temperature visibly cools, or physically cools, and the devilish things start to disappear.
Well,
Most of them, anyway.
Okay, the ones that are the smaller ones.
Correct.
I was looking at my character, and I was like, wait, why am I not full health? And then I remember that Nina attacked me in the end.
Well, Nina kind of attacked you.
She was defending Finn's honor.
She was almost defending you, Juice. Like you, Juice. She's telling you the Juice.
I don't want to be Juice.
Alright, so you guys step out of the inn, and those two guys kind of step out. What are you guys doing?
Where are they in relation to us?
Right next to Onyx.
Oh shit, Master Roshi is back.
No. Apprentice Ron. So, what are you guys doing? You got the two guys kind of outside, standing. You guys approaching them? You guys, because you sound like, are you guys doing anything before I have them do a thing?
Well, I would like an answer to my question. Who are you and why should we listen to you?
They look at you and go, "You don't have to listen to anything. Asmodeus did not specifically request you. You are an accessory. a piece of jewelry to be
Yes.
cast off when no
That-
longer useful.
That's what she said. Also, the whole lady at the apothecary said the same thing, but that was way gruesome.
I think you've succeeded in confusing everybody.
Yeah, I like doing that.
Ravijan is waiting for Onyx or somebody to move in the direction that they need to go. She's waiting to go. She doesn't want her friends to die, so she's got to follow them.
I, as a player, am expecting combat to happen. Me, as a character, he's just he's following along.
Now that we're outside the inn, I have zero intention of performing tasks for Asmodeus or any other demon.
Same.
I was really surprised by how quickly you guys were all moving to work for Asmodeus last time we played. I was really surprised about that.
Well, we're a lot of fire demons in our inn, so hands kind of tied.
We're
Oh no,
trying
not
to
that.
negate collateral damage to the inn.
Oh,
Which
no,
is
not
why
two of these.
Which is why we went outside. No collateral damage to the end now.
Now we can deal collateral damage to several buildings.
So much better.
I like your point of view.
Hey, Ricky, what are those things?
What things?
I don't know. Must be seeing stuff.
They're fine with their floppy floopies.
I don't like them.
So as you guys step out and you kind of all gather, and the two fire, flamey, devilish guys on horses who are also on fire kind of move over and look like they're about to start barking orders. Two massive ape-like creatures that also smell a little bit like fire with black wings and feathers and four massive tusks that come out of their face. These just large creatures emerge from the ground and start snarling at the guys on the horses and immediately rush forward and start attacking. Are you guys going to interfere with this fight at all?
Not me.
Ravijan is going to wait for somebody else to make a move. Otherwise, she has to babysit.
So the fiery guys on horses are fighting those big ape-like creatures, right?
Correct.
Guys.
Grok's grabbing a thing of popcorn.
Basil will turn to Roland and Fenelius, and he will say, "We need to work on some sort of anti-demon defense in this town. Probably sooner rather than later."
Well, we actually have to work on more than anti-demons. We have to work on lots of anti-things before, the Vale get destroyed again.
I agree. And Basil will not attack them, but he will, scramble to the top of a nearby building and try and look and see if there's any more of them just hanging out in Center Vale. Just any more demon apes.
Now,
Thank
come
you,
on
Ricky.
now.
Yeah, thank you, Ricky.
Now I'm getting involved.
As the DM furiously copies and pastes the demon. So nobody's jumping in as of right now. I'm not going to make anybody roll initiative. What you see as the winged apes fight the man on horses, and they are fairly evenly matched. Sorry, I'm bringing them up to see if they have any cool abilities. The apes emit scintillating multicolored light as they fight. They teleport around. They summon various other small demons as they go back and forth, and then the devils summon various small devils as they go back and forth. And after about a half hour of watching this, both parties look pretty defeated, and they both kind of vanish. One in a puff of flame, and the other in a puff of confusion as they take off, going back to the plane that they came from.
Okay, that was weird.
So which way do we go now?
Home?
Well, maybe informing Nina wouldn't be such a bad plan. Although I'm pretty sure she knows about those now. Well, they know. Well, I'm pretty. Okay, take two. I'm pretty sure she knows about that right now with all the code that was. So, yeah.
Either
Yes,
way,
that
we
was
should
quite noisy.
Yeah, that was. I don't like having demon devil pit fights in the center of town. If I'm honest, I didn't like that. Not one bit.
Okay, well, something that's confusing me. these guys are supposed to be all powerful and everything, but it was like a half an hour. They still couldn't kill each other. What's up with that?
Yes, that was long.
That was concerning, considering interplanar beings are using our town as a way to settle debts.
That's probably why they need our help.
At that point in time, the Princess Ron comes out and goes, "Hey, we've got a challenge."
Who are you?
It's okay if you want to forfeit. You can just be Basil, and I'll be Ron the Lesser.
Ron?
Yeah, Ron. Remember? We have a duel, you coward.
Basil just looks to the rest of his party and says, I literally just got done saying how I didn't like the center of town being used as a fight pit.
Well, we're not going to fight in the center of town. How did you become the Lesser with this brain? Makes sense why they're going to evict the Greater out of the Order.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I think I used all the words in a language you understand.
I understand many words, but those do confuse me. I mean, first of all, I'm not certain I know who you are, and I'm not certain how you would have any sort of opinion on what happens within our order.
I am going to take the title of the Lesser from you, much as my master is currently taking the title of the Greater from your master.
There's someone fighting the Great Sage?
Great's a stretch. There's somebody fighting the very mediocre and non-concerned with his own order sage, yes.
Hey, how about you fuck him up and then we go on with our life?
Basil, this guy's standing there. Do you remember who this guy is? Do you not remember him?
Basil does, yeah, I remember him. It's just...
This guy?
Oh, stop! You didn't need to make him bigger. Ricky? It's just Basil is not, he's not horribly keen on fighting him, and he's more keen on understanding who he is and stuff like that. Stop this. Stop making him dance. Ricky! Make him little again. Yeah.
Did he not like the dance or where he was dancing?
I didn't like any of it. All of it's illegal. Basil's gonna be like, hey, look, I would be honored to defend my title. However,
great, let's go.
Okay, you didn't wait for the however. I am also interested in understanding a few things from you, if that's...
Come on, man. Just do it already.
I'm curious to know who has challenged the Great Sage.
Fight now, talk later.
Where do you want to fight?
Oh, I'll let you pick, my friend. I don't mind beating you anywhere.
Do we still have that training ground?
Yeah.
Basil will point to wherever it is and say, is that alright? Is that acceptable? That's where I had my last challenge, I believe.
Fine with me.
So, this is me asking. Basil will accept a challenge, but Basil would know, I suppose, if it is actually fine for just anyone to make a challenge. Or do they have to be...
They've got to be... The challenge can only be for the title if they're a monk of the order.
Okay. But Basil will lead him to the arena, and once they sort of get in, he will look to him and say, so, would you grace me with why you have challenged me, sir?
So he gets in the corner. Oh, I like this icon a lot better than the other one. He gets in the corner and he's standing there and he goes, "What kind of questions do you have?"
Well, a few. Mainly, who is challenging the Great Sage and
I am
why?
challenging you, and Master Elias is challenging the Great Sage because this Great Sage has too long wandered to and fro and ignored the order.
I feel like you don't understand the teachings of our order.
Well, I mean, besides you, nobody understands the teachings of the Great Sage. He's particular on who he teaches and when he teaches it, and he doesn't share.
I would argue that is a part of his lesson, but also that is not likely totally true. But I don't wish to call you a liar.
Sure, I guess I would understand how you would think he's fair with his teachings whenever you're the one receiving them.
I can see that point of view. I am wanting to ascertain how long have you been a member of our order, because I don't think I've ever met you before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have to clear membership with you now?
Well, I do like to meet newer members, So, if you have been with us for a while and I have simply neglected to meet with you, then it is a pleasure to finally do so.
I understand that your point of view is corrupted by a corrupt teaching, but I've been in the order longer than you have. I remember when you were brought in. I remember watching the sage pick you as a student.
Oh, well then I am also saddened to hear that you did not come to me earlier.
I waited. I followed my teacher's teachings. I've been busy teaching some of the other people. I believe you met one of my star pupils, Mango.
I had not realized that you had any hand in Mango's direction.
He's around here somewhere, running around with your guild now. Apparently it impressed him, which is good. You guys have done a lot of good.
You talk very eloquently for someone who minutes ago was raring to mash my face into the earth. I appreciate you having this conversation with me. And Basil will move sort of closer to what he would assume to be the more traditional starting position of like a bit closer to the center.
Roland nudges Onyx and is like, they're going to do that crazy monk bow thing. Watch this.
5 gold on the winner.
He will go, it was never about smashing your face. It was about reallocating your titles.
And you believe that you and your master allies to be more worthy of holding them?
I believe it's better for the order if somebody who's willing to teach has them.
Well, I agree. I could have. I should spend my time doing more teaching. I do believe I am still doing good. But if you really think that's what's best, Basil will assume a more combat-ready pose. You are welcome now to come and take them.
Ooh! Did you guys hear that little sass? Chris would be so proud of you right now.
True. Oh yeah, initiative. The second Basil is done accepting the challenge formally, Ron, the so-called Snake Master, lets his rage boil over and charges the Lesser, determined to take his title. A brief exchange of fast, hard-hitting blows makes it clear that Ron's aggressive and steadfast fighting style is too much to handle in a simple 1v1. He's just too beefy. Realizing that a typical approach will never work, Basil launches himself high, using his tattoo magic to suspend himself in the air, gripping the wind like a sturdy tree branch. As Basil swings himself around the makeshift arena, attacking with darts from a safe distance, Ron displays an unexpected side of his fighting style. Patience. The bulky Snake Master is sturdy, and what darts he doesn't anticipate coming only barely scratch him. Fortunately, the break from proper fight causes his rage to die down a little. For now. Buckle in, ladies and gents. This fight's a real scrap. Ron's juggernaut approach continues to be too much for Basil's more technical fighting. Attacking unique angles with speedy barrages isn't impressive when every angle is protected by a wall of muscle, and it doesn't help if you can dodge every attack but the ones that matter, which is most of them, as Basil finds out when he tries to close the gap. Stunned by the sheer force of Ron's strike, his focus on the wind magic fades and he's grounded. Just like Ron, but with less stamina. The fight resumes its previous, more traditional style, the two exchanging powerful blows, with Ron taking a clear lead. Basil is tired just trying to keep up, so again he tries to switch up the formula. This just became a wrestling match. Sumo wrestling, but when sumo is much smaller. Much, much smaller. Dashing to the edge of the fighting zone, Basil baits the Snake Master into a ring-out challenge. In a simple pushing match, it would be more than reasonable to believe that Ron could push Basil out of the ring with little resistance, but if the Lesser is anything, he's slippery. Ron's bulk does prove difficult for Basil to move and resist, but his speed and elemental affinity go a long way in making sure he's in the right place and Ron isn't. A small gust of wind or slightly uneven ground can make a world of difference in getting you where you want to be. And though his control over the elements is anything but absolute, every little helps in a fight like this. It's almost a stalemate. The fighters are dragged along the edge of the ring in a precarious dance for the title, over a long period of time. Ron's rage dying out. But in the end, it's not brawn or skill that wins. Ron begins to question why the Lesser hasn't taught him or the other disciples anything in a long time. Because a teacher is only as useful as its student. Ron continues to prod accusations about Basil's negligence as the Lesser, as they both try and wring the other out. Basil may falter in his fighting, but his philosophy holds strong. To understand the lessons of the great sage is to understand that they are not the only teacher. It is to understand that one must be willing to learn from every lesson. One will never be done learning, and some lessons you must teach yourself. Basil conveys these responses between strikes and dodges, until Ron halts and asks one last question.
And so he's going to get up after you punch him. He's going to look you in the eyes and he goes, "You know I could have knocked you out, right?"
Of course, but you are, and always have been, a student, and you wanted to hear what I had to say.
At which point in time he'll bow and then step out of the square.
Oh, Basil looks very shattered, and he will say, "Pardon how cliche it might seem to say, but I do believe that this fight, despite its less than spectacular outcome for you, has brought you closer to being the lesser, as it should be, than winning ever could have."
Listen, you're going to teach me all your fancy little secrets. I'm going to learn some stuff.
Oh! Basil bows and just sort of sits down, and he looks over to the party with like sort of semi-pleading eyes, you know? And without looking back to Ron, he'll say, "How's your schedule look?"
Oh, it's done been wide open.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good, because have you ever been to Diboldar?
Yeah, I've been through there before with the guy.
Your master?
Mhm.
Well, I had, in the past, previously hoped that we could perhaps help the people of Diboldar out. But, obviously my duties as the lesser must take some form of precedence.
So you're saying if I help out the people of Dire Boulder, you'll teach me this lesser crap?
I'm saying that most of what I can teach you comes from humility and from understanding when to act and when not to act. I'm not saying I expect anything, but I think an excellent first lesson would be to travel to Diboldar and to see what you do.
So you're saying that if I go to Dire Boulder and help them out, you're going to teach me all this lesser stuff?
Basil thinks for a second, and then he sort of meets Ron's gaze, and he will reply with, "I am simply asking that you visit Diboldar and do what you see fit, and then we can learn from there."
So this is some sort of test where you want Ron, the Snake Master, to go down to Dire Boulder.
Basil, he looked very stoic and calm and calculated before that, and then he comes out with Snake Master, and his jaws just like, what?
He has a little snake in his pocket. He goes, "This little guy here is poisonous."
I would like you to travel to Diboldar. I am more than happy to teach an acolyte all that I know, but
all right. So here's the deal. Me, my little poisonous snake here, we go to Dire Boldar and we do some stuff to make him better. Once I do that, I come back here and you teach me, the elegant speaker, Ron the Snake Master, how to do all this lesser stuff.
Basil will leap back to his feet, walk to the line, and hold out his hand to shake Ron's, and say, "I think that is an excellent plan."
All right, I'm gonna do so much charity stuff, it's gonna spin your head.
Perhaps you shall surpass even our guild.
I'm gonna be the best charity. I'm gonna be the most humble charity doing son of a bitch this side of anywhere.
The lesser can ask for no more.
He shakes your hand. He bows very respectfully. He does one of those cool Naruto hand symbol things when he bows. Probably more like an Avatar hand symbol thing, like that Fire Nation.
Yeah. I got you.
And then he stands up. He pets his poisonous snake. And he starts running towards the opposite direction of Dire Boulder.
Remember, the lesser is never afraid to ask for directions.
Am I going the wrong way? Which way is it?
Well, one might want to start the search, maybe asking a few questions at the end.
All right, go to the end. Hey, y'all know anything about that? And he's like Forrest Gump running. I just want the correct visual in your guys' head. This guy
I see
is
it now.
fast. That guy's gone.
Basil will turn to the party and apologize profusely.
Fenilius whispers to Roland, so did he win?
Don't understand what just happened.
I am very sorry. This took
I think so.
time.
Congratulations, Basil. That was you did amazing. I'm so proud.
Basil bows. I would beg to differ, but your kind words mean a lot the same.
All right, so let's take a second and let's think about what's going on in the Vale, because a lot's gone on. A lot of reels out in the ocean. I don't know what that hell means. Some things are poisonous, some are venomous. All of it's confusing. Things are out the window. You guys have met a finger in the hand. I'm not going to correct the way that sounds. I'm going to let that sit like that. You guys have killed a finger in the hand, right? At the behest of another one. So you kind of work for the hand. You guys have 3 more dragons to find, right? You guys have a lot of personal missions that are quests and story development to do. There's a lot going on. There's a church coming up. There's a library being built. Basha's still making improvements for the handicapped and disabled in the Vale. Well, she's not, but her people are. Bresinger's working on a world baking empire. There's a lot going on. We have tattoos to figure out. Fungal Shook has got a lot of tattoo stuff to work on. And apparently he now has an apprentice, which is fun. But you still aren't quite... I mean, you've made some steps, but I don't know if I would call you closer to finding out what's going on with the cult and how it's working and how to prevent it. You've definitely made some impact. You've hindered the cult, just from the mass murder of some of its sections. But the thieves part of the hand is still running around. You guys haven't really done anything with them. And you don't even know. One section of the hand, you have no idea what they do. So there's a lot of stuff out there for you guys to kind of do, and I don't want to just shove a story down your throat and have you puke up what you think's fun. But you guys have a lot of options as characters right now. Fenilius was gone, and I brought him back in one of the coolest stories that I've ever been a part of. And I got to murder Rick, which is fun. Recommend you guys do it at least once in your life.
Alright, Finn could be the next challenger for Basil then.
That would be a mistake, Basil.
I agree!
One thing I think we need to do is figure out a way to secure Centervale from these constant demon devil invasions.
Yeah, we need Centervale to be a safe space.
And I think that's something...
That's a very good plan of action. So we can start leaving and not being like, is everyone dead? Can you make sure that everyone's not dead?
Yeah, and I think that might possibly be linked to the temple. That seems like an appropriate HQ for that.
Maybe? Bobby John's temple is kind of like all medics and stuff. I suppose there probably would be some paladins hanging out. That's not Robbie John's area of expertise, though.
Basil,
It could be more of a wizard thing.
I would add that, we did just kill a finger of the hand, and while that obviously is not a permanent, thing, they will find a replacement. I think that maybe could give us a little bit of breathing room to, if we wanted to undertake a larger project for that, we might have a bit of time for that.
But they already have a replacement, Mr. Geiser.
But the replacement for Mr. Geiser. So that.
Wait, I thought Mr. Geiser wanted us to kill Jethero so that he could take his place.
Wanted his stuff.
He wanted to take his resources.
Okay.
So once we killed Jethero, his resources were sort of moved to the control of Geiser, but they still need to replace.
Okay. So there's 4 fingers to the hand right now.
As of this moment, likely yes. That might.
And all logic dictates that they will be replacing the 5th member.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if we're worried about the protection of the Vale, maybe this isn't me saying this is what we should do next. This is me throwing out the idea of maybe rescuing, freeing the dragons is the easiest way to do that. But I don't know.
Yeah, we still have to free the other metallic dragons.
And there is, of course, also the dragons that we were made aware of a while ago that were in the general area sort of thing. We do sort of have to worry about them.
As far as the defense of Centervale, we do. I mean, we might be some of the original founders of the guild, but there's lots more guild members now, and there are people in Centervale who are more powerful than we are. So perhaps the defense of the Vale can be resolved by just talking to some of them.
And maybe partaking in a bit of recruitment as well to bolster our numbers even further.
I'm not even talking about our personal involvement with protecting the Vale from demons, but setting up glyphs and wards or magic circles to keep that sort of thing out of Centervale.
Probably make teleporting into town if you're a demon kind of illegal. That would be a good... Yeah, I like that.
Well, I can certainly research some wards and things, but I have a feeling, since those devils were sent by Asmodeus, if he wants to get into Centervale, he's pretty much getting into Centervale.
Well, yeah, obviously not a greater devil, but more for all these lesser demons and devils that have been appearing lately. Set something up to give the citizens some breathing room. Now, we do have several options ahead of us, and Roland doesn't have a preference to which we tackle first, so he's leaving that up to the rest of you.
I can set up a glyph of warding that will banish the next thing that gets summoned into the area.
Would that be exempt of our teleporting circle and cover a decent amount of Centervale?
The area that it's covered is going to depend on what the DM will allow. As far as answering the question in character, I'm not really sure about the area that it will be able to protect, but I can set it up so it protects the area from things coming in from another plane. I believe I might even be able to set it up to where only we can come and go.
That sounds useful for the time being, although perhaps may be difficult to manage when we have so many guild members, but I'm not certain. It could be that our next step, the wisest next step, would be to simply seek guidance. I know, of course, Rabijan is not fond of him, but Abel is always a wealth of useful information. It's not Mel's face. Sorry. And of course, I would be well in favor of asking the great sage for advice, although his advice is usually poor and vague, but it is advice nonetheless.
Rabijan wants to interject and just let everybody know that Rabijan doesn't hate Mr. Abelgeiser, but he is like Rabijan's anxiety personified. He still can be helpful, but he also helps Rabijan lose a lot of fur.
Makes me nervous too, that's very fair.
Oh, Rabijan.
Rabijan is just instantly poofy.
Okay, he's not there. You still haven't figured his story out, have you?
Nope.
We were working on it, and then demons arrived.
There's been a lot of distractions.
I would never distract you guys.
If I recall correctly, I believe the last thing we heard of Abel was that he was planning to steal that phylactery away.
What are you talking about? What do you mean, steal one?
Yeah, we should probably check in on that, honestly.
Potentially. So, I mean, that certainly is a very important priority, but also, let's not forget the dragon, or lack thereof, in the room. Do we even know where to start to ask for information on where these dragons are? Is that Abel's domain as well?
Rabijan thought the other dragons were supposed to come and help, so Rabijan doesn't see them.
I'm not sure either, Rabijan. I feel like we have a lot of avenues, and all of them are equally important, and also all of them are equally detrimental to ignore. Perhaps Fenelius is right, and we should be deferring more of these things to the guild.
Rabijan thinks that it wouldn't hurt to at least ask our friends for help.
Perhaps we should let the guild help us organize our priorities of these things.
Nina may have a way to get a hold of one of the dragons for us.
Would we be benefited in starting there?
Of the stuff that we have, unless anyone's personal mission is a high priority to them, it feels like the dragons might be the clearest path right now.
Yes, Rabbi John agrees. It would be extremely beneficial to have the dragons that are going to help us free and are, working in our favor, considering there's brink of war stuff happening.
The stakes are quite dire. I mean, I would like to be able to meditate and reflect and consider the possibilities of the guild tattoo in ways that could potentially help us in completing these longer term goals. But again, I don't really know how much time we have to spare for things like that. So even though it is something I would like to attempt, given the time, I understand if we don't have that time.
Rabbi John wonders if maybe we shouldn't take the rest of the evening to reflect on what paths we may want to take, and then we can come back and discuss with the group and maybe take a vote.
If we include the rest of the guild in it, do you mean?
Well, we could do that. Rabbi John was initially just thinking our group, but if we need to give our friends some of our burden, then that it might be beneficial to include the rest of the guild as well.
Rin, you notice a slight tremor from inside of the square that the monks were just fighting in.
Tremor, you said?
I do.
Guys, get out of the square where they used to fight, or draw weapons or something. I'm feeling a small tremor.
Everybody go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
You make the earth move under my feet.
That's a 22 for Roland.
6 for Basil. Oh, I rolled the same both times.
Rabbi John got a 19.16.
Grok got a 9.14.
Onyx got a 19.
Rin's got a 24.
14 for Fenilius.
So in the top part of the circle around here, you see a familiar 5-colored dragon head appear on the ground, and you can feel the tangible energy of the magic as it the electricity explodes in the air, and then a dragon appears above the symbol. And in each of your minds, you hear 5 different voices shouting very loud, so loud that you all kind of grab your ears in pain.
The mother watches.
The witch is back.
I just hope it's not Finn's mother.
Because of your good perception roll, the dragon is not going to attack first with a surprise round. So go ahead and go. Rin, you're first up.
I am going to throw 2 magic pointy with both sharpshooter. And I'm going to use the first one for my sneak attack.
That's good because the second one misses.
Yeah, totally. So it's a total of 30 piercing damage.
What did you do to hit?
Sorry, did I hit?
Yes, but they don't know what you did yet. Remember, we announce our rolls here, sir.
Sorry, I rolled a 29 hit. Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Is he still on the ground?
Yeah, he appeared on the ground. It appeared on the ground. You don't know if it's a guy. You don't know how dragon gender works. All right, Roland, what are you going to do? Giant dragon just appeared. Unhappy with everything.
And I, too, am equally upset. I will cast Blight on the dragon at 4th level.
A necromantic energy washes over a creature of your choice that you can see within range, draining moisture and vitality from it. They must make a Constitution saving throw, or the target takes 8d8 necromantic damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful. Spell has no effect on undead constructs. If you target a plant or creature that is magical plant, it makes a saving throw with disadvantage, and the spell deals maximum damage to you. If the target is a non-magical plant that isn't a creature, such as tree or shrub, it doesn't make a saving throw, it simply withers and dies. Higher damage, higher level, higher damage. What's your DC? 18. All right. 23. Alright, any movement, Roland?
No.
Rabbi John is realizing that there's a big dragon near, and our friend Basil hasn't had any heals since he got his butt kicked by the incorrect snake guy. So she's going to cast a mass healing word aimed mostly at Basil. So that's 17 heals for everybody.
I feel like you're not adding in something with that.
That doesn't look right, does it?
Is that added in your life cleric stuff?
Yeah, she just rolled really low. Well, no, actually, it's a D4, but still, it's 2 plus her stuff, so yeah, it's all there.
All right, everybody get your 17 heals.
I mean, she
17
rolled a
total.
2. She rolled a 2 and healed 12. So
That's fair. All right, Onyx. I'm sorry, it's not Onyx's turn. Oh, it is Onyx's turn. I tried to skip him. Go ahead and go, Onyx.
Okay, am I proficient with the movable rod yet?
You haven't really had a chance to play with it since the last thing, so it's the same right now.
Not a problem. 14 to shove a movable rod in his mouth.
But that one's not going to quite cut it.
I'm going to use my other attack to do the same thing.
Try to shove that dude in there. Oh, that's a better.
18.
That's a better roll. Ooh, sorry, but I'll let you do. What's your strength bonus?
Plus 5.
I'll say you hit him for 5 damage while you're doing it. Counts for something.
And,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
let's see, do that, and then I'm going to rage, and then I should have raged beforehand, but it made me angry that I couldn't get it in his mouth.
You just kind of shake the rod. All right, Fernelius, what kind of cheater ass BS are you about to pull?
Well, I'm going to wave my staff, a new staff, at the dragon and cast Hold Monster out of it.
What's the DC? It doesn't matter. Choose a creature that you see within range. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the full duration. No effect on undead. At each event of its turn, it can make another wisdom saving throw on a success. It's a wisdom saving throw? Oh, it doesn't matter. Success target spell ends. Blah, blah, blah. Eat you. Grok, what are you going to do? Wait.
yeah.
Okay. This is going to fly up. Onyx, if you'd like to make an attack of opportunity.
Yeesh. I missed. I rolled a 13.
All right, it flies up about 50 feet in the air. And now it's your turn, Grok.
Is it looking like it's leaving, or is it?
No, it's not. It does not look like it's leaving. Looks pissed.
You just changed everything I was thinking about doing.
Oh, you're right. No, wait. Hold on. It is not 50 feet in the air. It was paralyzed. At the end of its turn, it can make it save. I was doing the movement after the save. So it's your turn, but it's still there.
I'm gonna cast Wall of Force around it, so it has to stay put.
Completely circling it.
Yep, with a dome over its head.
So dome or sphere 10 feet above its head. The radius is 10 feet.
I'll make sure that Onyx is in with it, by the way.
Yeah, you have no choice if you're going to put it over his head. Onyx is in. All right, Basil, what are you doing?
Well, there is a wall of force there. Pretty sure I can't punch through that. So, I'll go get help. Basil is going to start sprinting, looking for guildies, guards, whatever that could potentially be taken away from something menial that they're doing or whatever to help. Is that alright? Since I can't really get to it and hit it.
So you're running away?
Yeah, because I can't, punch through force, so
Ryan, what are you going to do?
I'll dash away.
How many feet in the air is he?
It's on the ground. Him and Onyx, and they're domed by a wall of force.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Thunderdome.
All right, then I'm gonna throw 2 magic pointy with both. The feet.
All right, go ahead and make your roll.
Gonna be 13 to hit for the first one and 18 for the second one.
Why 18 for the second one?
I used both time the feet. I always forget the name of.
Yeah, but that was -5, so it'd be 13 and 20 to hit.
Did I say 18? Damn.
You did. So the
I'm
two
super
daggers
stupid,
fly
by the way.
towards the 2 daggers fly towards the white dragon, and they hit the outside of the wall of force and kind of sputter off into nothingness.
And then Ren just give a look at the Grok and he's just making his face like, "Why'd you do that, rude dude? I mean, why?"
Give me a minute.
Roland.
Okay, so Roland was going to heal Basil, but he ran off. And after seeing Rin's daggers bounce off of the wall of force, Roland knows he can't attack the dragon either. Roland is just going to hang back and watch.
Rabbi Jan.
Rabbi John, is going to. Well, she was gonna cast heals on Basil too, but he ran away. Let's see. So Robbie John is going to cast Sacred Flame, which is a cantrip. So that's a DC 18 dex save on the dragon.
Yeah, so Sacred Flame comes down and pings off the wall of force.
Okay, then Robbie John is going to cast Spiritual Weapon, but she's not gonna like swing it. She's just gonna keep it by her and prep. So that will be Robbie John's turn.
Onyx, what are you gonna do?
First attack is on say a 24 to shove it in his mouth.
Still don't know how I want to rule that. I should spend more time researching it.
I'm good with whatever you call.
So I have to figure out the rule with that. So I just rolled a d20 to see if I matched your attack. I got a 19 before adjustments.
Okay. I will stop that and I'll just keep it in my hand with my axe and I will attack it with my halberd.
Yeah, I gotta find a way. I've got to look up that. I'm gonna be honest, Onyx. I don't know if I'm screwing the pooch on you with that and the way I'm rolling that. I want to look into it a little bit more because I want that to be awesome. I also don't want it to be an easy, here's a monster, let me just do this one thing to it. Does that make sense?
Oh. No, I'm just trying to keep him from breathing on me, but yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Alright, so without advantage, that's going to miss.
Okay, and then I'm going to poke him in his eyes.
I like it. Wait, with what?
With my halberd. Oops, I did the wrong side. No, I didn't. That's the right one.
That's it.
A 22 to hit for 12 points of damage.
So then would Frightful Presence go through it? Because it says, each creature in the dragon's choice is within 120 feet of it and aware of it must succeed on a DC 14 saving throw.
I would say yeah.
I would say yeah because you still can see through it. I don't see
Well,
where.
it doesn't even say you need to see through it. It just says you must be aware of the dragon and it's got to be within 120 feet of you. I don't think you need to see it. You just have to know that it's there.
Okay. Yeah,
It's even
I
more
would.
OP the way it reads.
I would
Everybody give me a
definitely say
DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Onyx got an 18.
So you're not scared.
Of course I'm not.
Grok's got a 19.
Vanillius gets an 18.
I think you're out of range, Basil. Ooh, Rabbi Jan, you're scared.
That makes
John
sense.
rolled a 12.
You are now frightened for 1 minute.
She's a scaredy cat.
And Roland got a 13.
Also frightened for 1 minute. Means you need to use your movement to get away from the dragon. At the end of your turns, you can make another saving throw to become on the end of that.
No, it just means you can't move closer.
And then it makes 3 attacks. I bet you guys can guess who it's attacking. It's going to hit Onyx twice. It's going to bite for 13 piercing and 7 cold. And then it's going to slap you with one of its claws after missing with the other one for 12 slashing. Vanillius.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on. None of you guys are frightened. And you didn't take any of that damage. Because I just tried to go on Onyx's turn. Vanillius, it's your turn. The dragon hasn't gone yet. I apologize, guys. I'm ridiculous.
Okay. What kind of condition does the dragon still look like it's in great shape?
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's taking like 5 points.
I'll say it a couple times.
I'm going to... I say, I'm sorry, Rabajan, and then I Misty Step into the dome.
Robbie John's thoroughly pissed.
Alright. You're inside this dome with Onyx and a dragon. So we'll say you Misty Step right behind him. And then he's going to firebolt once he gets in there. And a 15 is going to miss. Now everybody make their saving throw. Unless you just want to let the results stand from last time. I will allow that.
Robbie John votes no. Should like to roll again.
It's got to be a collective vote. Rick votes yes. Robbie Jan votes no.
I'm voting no. I'll actually vote yeah. Let's roll again. I have confidence. I'll make this save.
Alright, anybody else contesting to roll it again?
Well, I would say no, but I mean, I'll do it. I don't care.
Everybody roll again. Wisdom saving throws. Let's do it. Vanillius got a 24. Rabbi Jane got a 29.
Onyx got a 9.
Crack made the 22. Ren got a 19 twice. Ron, what are you going to get?
Crit 31.
Or the second bite attack, which is good. So the bite's going to miss, and one claw is going to miss, and one claw is going to hit you for 18 slashing, Onyx.
Okay, so he did do the bite. A 16 will hit me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then yeah, 19 piercing and 4 cold.
And you said the claw as well?
One claw will, so it's 19 piercing, 4 cold, and 18 slashing. before your cheater abilities. And that's going to bring us to Grok.
So I have Finn and Onyx on the inside of the wall.
I really like Wall of Force.
I do too. The problem is it's concentration.
Yep, you got those two in. What are you going to do? Come on, Grok. 6 seconds, bro. Let's do it.
I am going to end up having to drop the damn Wall of Force.
So you're dropping it?
Yeah.
And what are you doing now? Like 2 seconds left.
I will be scorching raying it.
All right, let's see it. The first two with an 18 and a 24 to hit will hit, and the third will miss.
Okay, I think we figured out its AC then.
I think Empowered Invocation only goes to one roll a turn.
It only goes to one roll a turn, but I didn't want to take the time to unclick it, having spent a bunch of time on my turn as it is.
So you're just going to add it to the first roll?
Yeah, it's add to the first roll.
Oh yeah, it's the same no matter what. It's not random.
Yeah, it's not. It
So
doesn't
14
matter.
plus 9. Basil, what are you doing, buddy?
Basil's still looking for people to come help since he can't really help much himself.
Give me a percentile dice roll.
Sure thing, boss. 97. He's only looking for capable people. He's not going to be like, you, old man, come fight this dragon. You know, he's more looking for like guildies and guards that are, you know, trained to fight stuff. But yeah, that's what he's doing this turn.
Alright, you managed to find help, and the token is right next to you. Next turn, they'll be able to come back and fight.
Oh, look at that little goblin!
Ren, it's your turn.
Rin is going to cast Cloud of Daggers, centered onto the dragon.
You fill the air with spinning daggers, and a cube 5 foot on each side, centered on a point you choose within range.
Yeah.
Take 44 slashing damage. So roll 44 damage.
It's already rolled. It's 7. Actually, the wrong button. Yeah, that's bad. But that's all I can do for now. So, but it is a nothing. So I have to keep my concentration as well. So, yeah, this would be a hit for me.
All right, Roland, what are you doing, buddy?
Okay, so with the Wall of Force down now, I'm gonna cast Gravity Sinkhole centered slightly behind the dragon to keep Onyx out of its area of effect.
Remember, Ron, I made you the gravity sinkhole token. You should be able to pull it out. I can't do it.
You're gonna put it right there?
Yeah.
You do
Rick-
see that Finn is right there too, right?
Finn, go ahead and make a Constitution
Where's
saving throw.
Finn?
See, I wasn't sure if you saw it. He was right underneath.
Oh, I see him.
Lateral damage.
The name was
Ricky, if you move the token to the map layer, it will get the hell out of the way of everybody.
You put it right on the center, buddy. So it's 36 before reduction.
Sorry, Finn.
It's not the first time you got his character in there. It's the first time for Finn.
Yeah, to be fair, Finn's hit you before.
True.
Rabijan, it's your turn.
Rabijan is going to move forward with her movement and go stand next to Mr. Finn. For spiritual weapon, I think it's only allowed to go 20 feet. So it will be following as closely as it can, but yeah, it's only allowed to move 20 feet, so it's not going to be all the way where it's supposed to be. But Rabijan can get right up there. And after she uses her movement, she is going to swing with her mace.
22 will hit for 12 damage, right?
Yes, because we add Divine Smite. And that is Rabijan's turn, although she is going to cast an angry side-eye at Mr. Finalius.
And while she's doing that, Onyx, it will be your turn.
Alrighty. That frightened thing sucks right now. Well, I have advantage and disadvantage, so I'm going to attack normally with my halberd. 29 to hit for 15 points. A crit nat 30 for 21, 24 points of damage. And I'm going to poke him in his eye. 20 to hit for another 11 points.
Aim for the eyes, boo. The eyes.
All right, you hit it a lot, and Finalius, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to try Hold Monster again. Wisdom saving throw.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
This dragon will disengage and fly off.
I attack it.
No, you don't. Unless you can
Yes, I
attack
do.
and disengage.
I can.
Sentinel.
6,
He's a cheater.
19 to hit
Jits.
for 12 more points of damage. Oh, and
Perfect.
it stays put because I hit with it.
All right. Grok, what are you doing?
I am casting black tentacles. This thing's not getting away.
It dies.
And I'm going to put it right there.
It had 1 hit point. It had 1 more hit point. It had like 13 hit points when it tried to run. Phanilius could have killed it.
Even Phanilius could have killed it.
I didn't say even. You added a word.
It was kind of implied. You can't lie. It was slightly implied.
Do you guys not remember Sniper Phanilius with the firebolts?
Valid point.
Okay, there's one of the colors. Come on, who's next?
What are you guys doing? There's a dead dragon there.
I'm going to start harvesting scales.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll. It's got to be... You're basically going to have to do a nat 20 and no advantage.
What roll?
It doesn't matter. Just roll a d20. Like I'm saying, if you give me a crit, you'll get scales. All right.
Yeah, 13.
The twisted magic that used the dragon to come in through... I didn't say you, Rin. I don't know why you're rolling. Take negative scales. You had scales are taken away from you, Rin. Made the physical condition of this dragon not optimal for harvesting.
I guess we. Well, what the hell first? I mean, what is it doing here? Why do this thing keeps popping in Centerville? Is there like a highway for evil creatures that comes right here or something?
No, apparently we have a reputation.
What?
I believe this is going to keep happening until we get to the bottom of whatever all of this is.
Yeah,
We cut
well.
off all of Tiamat's heads.
Yeah, go fight Tiamat.
I'm working on it.
Well, I believe that we as a group will really need to sit down and have a chat about how we're gonna figure out whatever comes next and what direction we want to take from here. Because I must say I'm kind of lost right now. What we accomplished, what we did not finish, what we started, and I think we should settle on something, and maybe use the other guildies to settle the scores in some other places.
Robbie-chan is good with all that, but Robbie-chan kind of really wants to take a nap as well. Robbie-chan feels like a snack and a nap wouldn't be a bad move.
You know what? I think that for once I will join you on this.
I think like Basil like comes around the corner with this little goblin. He says, "Right over." Oh, never mind. He just pats him on the head.
We're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons & Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Veil as we try to find dragons to slay.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Defenders of the Veil. You can follow the cast on Facebook at Defenders of the Veil or on Twitter at Defenders Veil. Please subscribe. Go to your favorite podcatching app of choice and leave us a 5-star rating and review. And be sure to tune in next week for more shenanigans from the Veil. Until then, guildies, farewell.
I could see you cringe every time he said poisonous. I saw you physically cringe.
Yeah, he did it on purpose.
It's horrible. It's just horrible.
See, I was always thought before I met you that it was poisonous, but even I knew whenever I heard poisonous that it was venomous now.
Poisonous is if you bite it, you get sick. Venomous is if it bites you, you get sick.
Ah.
See, and here I always thought they were
and-
interchangeable.
Nope. And the worst part is, D&D is a game built and created by nerds. And I guess I understand for earlier editions as it wasn't common knowledge, but you'd think that in 5e they could at least get it right in the monster manual, and they don't. You know, they have them listed as poisonous snakes.
Well, they could be poisonous if you bite into them, so...
Yeah, poison is...
Yeah, but they cause poison damage.
Well, they don't really have venom damage, do they?
No, but poison
Venom's not a
damage, that's one thing.
Yeah,
No.
venom is usually something that the animal like creates with its own little biology. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, but isn't poison something that is they get from the food that they intake, kind of?
That is correct. Some animals, like poison dart frogs, they excrete a poison through their skin, which is created by the bugs that they eat in the wild. So, captive bred dart frogs are never poisonous. But anyway, they don't have venom damage in D&D, so it makes sense to call it poison damage. But calling it a poisonous snake is bullshit, and I'll die on this hill.
Yeah, like if you got a snake that bites you and you get all sick, like it's poisonous.
Google says that toxins are poisons produced by an organism in nature, and venom are toxins injected by a bite or a sting. So,
Right, which is what happens when you get bit
which is what happens when you get bit by a snake, is it injects venom, but if you lick a frog, then you're licking the poison off its skin.
You know what
Right,
Google
so-
says? Google says don't jack around and put your face in front of a poisonous snake and get marks and poison in your face. And that's not good
That's
for
a
beard
fact.
growth.
That's a
Okay,
fact.
Google
Fact
does not
for
say
Google.
that.
Listen,
True.
it's a poisonous snake, but if you lick one of the magic toads, that's a venomous toad.
I hate you so much right now.
Arizona I can slap you.
This monk is going to be your favorite character, Roland.
Well, I can.
Hey, Roland.
It makes me happy that I made a character for Basil's storyline and Roland's last damn nerve. I just want to say, hate me or not, that's some good DMing right there.
Multi-track DMing.
By the way, Basil, you've never told me, what's your order called?
I've never asked you what my order's called.
Yeah, what is it? You get a pick. Come on.
Oh.
I make up everything else. You can make up the name of your order.
Okay. Well,
Basil. It's my name is Basil the Lesser of the Snoring Pug.
The spice rack.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't know. Something that sounds a lot more high spirited than it actually is. It's like the greenhouse of wishes, which sounds cool, but then when you think about it, doesn't mean anything.
The Order of the Swift Children. The Society of
Swift
Obsidian
Children?
Tome. The
Obsidian
Order of the
Tome.
Primal Escape.
Okay, that last one sounds weird. The Primal Escape?
The Order of the Ebon Hammer.
I don't know about these, Ricky.
The
I
Union
kinda
of
like
Related Chains.
I kind of like the ebon hammer.
I think it should be something to do with food, though. I don't know. I can't think of names on the spot. I came up with Basil the Lesser, all right? I don't know why you want a good name from me.
The Order of the Hungry Hitters.
The Society of the Silk Suits.
What does that mean? We don't wear silk suits. The Order from McDonald's.
The Guild of the Sanguine Gatekeepers.
That sounds very evil, Ricky. All of these sound really evil.
The Society of the Amber Templar.
Well, that's the thing about being DM is you got to come up with bad guy names all the time, and sometimes your
Oh, I
brain gets
see.
stuck on bad guy stuff.
Well,
I was reading a random monk order or secret order and society name generator.
Secret Order makes it. I probably gets the the evilometer.
The whip.
Going. The whip.
Yeah, it's like a car.
I mean, yeah, it kind of is. The Order of Elven Spices.
Also, real quick, Mallory.
Yes.
Are you there?
Am I? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
You know what I can hear? I can hear the Order of the 11 Herbs and Spices.
I think you mean the Elven.
It was about time.
Very upset, but also very happy with that. I think that's a great name. I feel really bad.
Yeah, that was a
Sorry.
misspelling, and I was getting ready to correct Elven to put 11, but Elven Herbs and
I think
Spices,
that is
also
perfect.
works.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.